y'all if y'all don't harm me, but be warned of this SC. Loped out, money made, Everglade, wearing shades, cruising up the block. They know my name. Ain't nobody tripping about no game fight. Brothers hang tight on that same night. We gon' take that same flight to a place ain't nobody never been before. But for now, I gotta shut my Lexus. Cruise. Girls a party. Sippin' Don P. Arm players, watching, hopping, like dayers. Couldn't have been here if my dues wasn't paid. Eyes, visualize, thanking God for a new day. Only trust your T. Jones, cause broke, you gone. Now help me some. And Mac tricks. Just remember when they didn't know you, now for you they doing back. Stack grips, don't let the next deny you. And if he do put two Glocks in his eyes, and turn them G quotes to C notes. I'm in too deep with my eyes.
Man, what's up, y'all? This SlabOGsTV. We back at it again with another interview. Today we got some OGs from South Park. You know what I'm saying? Southside. They gonna really tell us, you know, how this basically started off. You know, as y'all know, South Park was one of them areas in the 80s and the 90s where the slab thing really blew up. You know, it's really the beginning, so they're gonna tell their side of the story, you know what I'm saying, and how this thing came into fruition. So, starting with you, I wanna, introduce yourself, tell us where you from.
We're Reggie. My name is Reggie Green, South Park, 3rd Ward. We started out back, man, really back in the game, like 82, 83. Swingers first started hitting, 83.
You gotta tell them we all stole that goddamn petrol first.
That's on down line. We talking about bringing we talking about that. We talking about bringing the first and all that. We talking about the slabs right there. So, back in the day, man, how the slab thing started out, man. Swingers. A lot of people don't know. I was a youngster, man, in junior high school, 8th grade. I was running with my OGs. I was in senior high school, you know what I'm saying? Smitty, Florida, hooping them, you know what I'm saying? They were a little older than me, but I was one that always ran with the older crowd. And I had a slab back then. When the OGs had one in high school, I had one in junior high school. And it came from swingers used to come on Tornadoes, Air Dogs, and one of the old school homeboys, we used to crank cars back then. Went out on one of them sprees, man, and came back to the hood with a set of 83s. And from that day on, we went on a hunt to look for them. It was only a fruit that was out here at that time. And we used to just ride around. We ain't glorifying how we started it, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it started. We rolled around looking for the swingers and stuff. And when we found them, brought them back to the hood. They were one set at a time. Go out, 2 people have it. We were riding, some of the cars had Champ 500. I first started out with Champ 500s on mine. Y'all know Champ 500. We had centerliners and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? When we found that first pair of elbows, it just went on from there. Went on the hunt. Before you know it, going into the mid-80s and 90s, the hood was infested with elbows. It was a different area. We had slabs, you know what I'm saying, convertibles and stuff like that, late 80s and stuff. From there to now, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying, because right now, a lot of youngsters that started out now with slabs and stuff, working for their cars and stuff and putting them together, man. It's an honor to see what they doing, you know what I'm saying, and the culture that came from the 80s to right now, you know what I'm saying. This is a major situation, In other states, y'all, man, y'all in the cars, this here. Every state is in the cars, you know what I'm saying. They just fix their cars up different than we fix ours. We started out the swing, but guess what? The screw came along and put that slow down to it. it went nationwide. So it's slabs and swingers in every state now. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if what they started out with, but you got some slabs and some elbows in every state right now.
Southway culture.
Introduce yourself and tell the viewers where you from.
I'm Big Dave, man. You know what I'm saying? All that me is Big Dave.
Shade of Dave. I mean, Dave.
Rich like us a one, man. Yeah, man. Growing up, man, I seen a lot of cats, man, like Reggie, Skip, Cantu, Bay, my fam, Trevin Trev, you know what I'm saying? Darren Oakley, you know what I'm saying? Poopy, Floyd, Catfish. It's a list, man. The list, say, man.
Kenna Bell.
Yeah, Bell.
Yeah.
Man, Smitty, like I say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the list is so long, man. Hey, man, this can go on for dinner 10 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? With that list. But as a little one, I used to watch boys come through, man. You know what I'm saying? Had Ricks in their car, Hollywood, T-tops. It was the culture back then, the real culture. You know what I'm saying? Hey, switches and you know what I'm saying, having your springs melted down, your car bouncing on the boulevard. McGregor Park was live. That's when McGregor Park was superior, man. Hey man, you had to be there on a Sunday, man. Because if you wasn't there on a Sunday, you missed something, man. And them days it was live, man. It wasn't no game plan. Everybody was getting along, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was helping each other, you know what I'm saying? So the era now is grown to now. You know what I'm saying? It's not a difference. It's just everybody as a whole. It didn't matter what side. It don't matter what side you're on, who you know, who you mess with. It's togetherness, man. You know what I'm saying? The era continues. You know, when I was young, I used to stand on my street and I used to watch Catfish come through. And I used to, from a distance, hear him coming. I run to the curb and he coming through and I'd shake my finger at him like, yeah, man. And I said one day, yeah, I was gonna be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I had an MC, a black MC, 04 MC, on G8. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I held it down. I used to remember, like, damn, I remember when I was little, I used to want to do this here, man. And I got the time to do it, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? I endured the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I watched from when I was little, when I growed up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this here, man. We as a culture, it don't matter what race you are, where you from, like I say, what back, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, hey, you give everybody their props, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hating, no talking down, you know what I'm saying? You see a person, you congratulate them, hey man, you looking good, man. You know that? Some people think, oh, you dick right. Nah, man, hey man, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? Cause the respect gonna be mutual. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way with either these cats. I grew up under these cats. You know what I'm saying? And I used to say, yeah, man, them boys are good. Them boys, man, I'll get my chance one day. I'm going to do the same thing. So, you know, when I did, I embraced it. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, this culture now, it done bloom. It done prosper. You know what I'm saying? You see everybody. You might be on the boulevard. You see everybody on a Sunday come down. You know what I'm saying? You go to McGregor Park. Everybody doing their thing, man. So, you know, this slab culture, it's real, man. It's real out here, no matter what you ride. It was back in the day, boy, riding classics in 30s, 85s. You know what I'm saying? Stop sign. Now, the culture, it's endured now. It done widened up. You know what I'm saying? From the old 83s, the old 84s, to the new sets. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you got to embrace this culture, man. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
I get one more word in. Go ahead. Say, a lot of people don't know, back then, when we first started out doing this, it wasn't no shops we was taking our cars to. We were pretty much doing all our stuff. We were building our boxes in our front yard. We had a guy, you know, Chuck, you know, we were cutting our own Hollywood. I remember when I took my car.
We did.
Yeah.
They don't do that now.
They don't do that now.
They don't do that, man.
I took my car, I bought my car. My old man was like, man, why you buying that car? I'm like, man, SouthPark, man, that's what they doing. You know, y'all had them souped up cars, them 57 Chevys and all that, them old school Cadillacs back then. And man, look, we took, and I had Chuck to cut my Hollywood in. We were cutting our own tops. You know, professional wise, though, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no trash cars. They know when we started, the ones that know. But we did all that work ourselves. We had one of our homeboy Thurman. he'll heat our springs up, you know what I'm saying? We'd have hydraulics, so he'd our springs up and lay that boy all the way down to the ground. You know, my old man was like, man, what you doing? Cut your top off. You let your car sit on. And then I had them spinners on the end. And he used to walk outside and cut his leg off every morning. And boy, take them things off your car. But that's where it came from, you know. And
I ain't gonna lie, back in the day
now, man, it's a blessing to see what's going on right now.
Back in the day, it wasn't no candy and you know what I'm saying, like it is now. I respect it, you gotta respect it, but it wasn't no Ike and Jack and all this was.
Let me ask you right there.
It was Earl Shop.
People was going to facto bake. Like if you was really trying to get old, you was going to facto baking. It's just like people got Johnny right now. They go to jury. We had our people. We went and got paint from, you know. So really, Slab, it was about the music first. That's where it started out at. You know, it's just like we used to be like athletes. We was athletes, right? So it's got to be separated from the gangsters to the musicians to cats that was holding to cats that had cars. Some dudes gangster made they slab real go higher than really what they was holding, because what they was doing. So if we, back then today, because like you say, it's a different culture, a different time where, you know, if you went to jail back then, you went to jail. You see what I'm saying? It was like everything we had on them cars, like we had, why we didn't have as many pictures, because everything we had on the car was stolen.
Yeah.
So we wasn't fit to just go take no bunch of pictures, then allow us to get the picture, and they looking at all these stolen parkers. Every time you get on Martin Luther King, it's like they pulling you over talking about where you get this from, where you get that from. You got to receive that, so you be gnawed. You be looking at your radio like I make sure I got a serial on my radio. You know.
So going to the beginning, man, like when was the first time y'all seen the slab? Or seen, you know, them wheels on the car?
No.
81, 82.
It was low riders. Let me show you that. Let me finish what I was saying.
It was slab, yeah.
It wasn't no slab, it was low riders.
Yeah.
So it was music. So back used to have a Falcon.
Yeah.
And a Falcon was dropped on the ground, primed up, wasn't holding now. This wasn't holding. It's just, he had went to Radio Shack, got some music. He had got them big realistic speakers, put his car, him and Thurman them used to come through Jones, and it was about them women, you know, so we looking out the window like, man, what they doing with these cars? Right around here with this music in them. So that's how you knew Quentin them and Floyd them worked at the music place. So when they come through with that music, it's like, you know, certain dudes coming through jamming. Floyd that came through, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Alvin that came through, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was about the music. But little Larry had the first slab, low rider. He had a Grand Prix with T-tops. Sitting at A. Rose's house. And so everybody used to go, it was two houses, like a few houses everybody used to hang out at. You know, they used to hang out at his Rose's house in the driveway, talk about what they gonna do. Then they hang out in the Batum driveway, talk about this what we finna do. You understand what I'm saying? So Smith and Larry them was like the originators of the stuff. They was older than everybody. You know what I'm saying? They the old cats. So Smith got the elbows, 83s, and then he put them on that. So Tim Strange used to go around there. He was like our secret eye on what they doing over there. So he'll come back and tell them, man, they got such. So Larry will come back over to our neighborhood. When I went bought the Grand Prix, I had the Grand Prix cream. So Larry come on the trail, me and Tim on my side. He was like, oh yeah. So he'll walk off. He come back, he got his Grand Prix painted cream and burgundy. You know what I'm saying? So it was the slab, it evolved from the car, just the music. It wasn't no slab, it was the music first in cars. And then it went to slab. Then you got Bobby Kelly them coming. Everybody used to go to Jones after the game. So Bobby Kelly used to come through that joker, 97 rock stick on his window, you know what I'm saying? With that little glass with the six little things on it, Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? So you had Big Mike that was pinstripe. So you talking about, who is these gangsters, man? These niggas gangsters, man. You know, like, damn, I want, you know, good boy like us, we want to be gangsters.
That was the era when it wasn't no backseat. It wasn't no backseat.
We wanted to be
Because
gangsters.
y'all had them
The
speakers
whole
in the
backseat was taken
backseat.
out of it. You had cats had
Yeah.
20
got the dudes from
6
North
by
Side
9s in the back seat, where that back seat was, and the seat panel. All that was speakers. I remember when Keith Babbitt had a drop top. The whole back seat, the whole back was just full of 6x9.
gotta be
And
jacked.
tweeters and highs.
And
So it's a deep era, man.
So our
It's
thing
deep.
it was like a competition thing. So made them be over there, they were like a basketball and shit too on our side. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like I said, you gotta separate the gangsters with this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a gang. Like this nigga here, we in school. This nigga here stole the school bus. They just stole. We in class. We hear about Reginald. They just stole the goddamn metro bus. So you had different gangsters. Niggas was doing certain things. You had niggas was pop locking and stuff like that. So you was curious. Who was this nigga? You know that. But that's how you knew who people was because you go on out stealing. And see, everybody knew who the slab dudes was because you had to know how to steal a car. You know, you had to learn how to use that screwdriver. So you had dudes that knew how to crank forwards. You know, you had Billy Cook. Oh. Hey Billy, I'm knee deep in this interview. Come on, pull up. You right here in this corner. All right. So you had to learn how to use that screwdriver. So everybody was stealing, but the ones that knew how to crank that forward, Lil Lawrence, you know what I'm saying? Cat, bass. It was certain dudes that knew how to crank. So to get your car parts is not like it is right now where you can just go say, I'm finna go to the store, I'm finna buy some rigs, I'm finna buy this. Your whole car had to be put together with stolen parts.
So my question is, how did it come to fruition that, you know, you got California with the Daytons and all that? What made y'all just really, you know, y'all and the OGs that was before y'all really just be like, man, them specific wheels right there, we want to put this on this car?
That's Smith them. See what I'm saying? Everybody, that's what it was. It was low riders. But with Smith them ran up on some swingers,
One pound.
them niggas started putting the swingers on because Larry had Cellulite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Boston Duncan,
Yeah,
all them over there, they had Cellulite. So Cantu, like, shit, I'm gonna tell you like this here. This nigga, oh, this shit out the boy.
And Cantu, what kind of cars you had back then?
I am Bella.
Same car.
But see,
Capri,
look,
66
but
Capri.
see, we was all competing against them, so they came out. Smith had the colors, you know what I'm saying? He had blue PMDs. So Cantu had blue PMDs, but with the roof on with that bitch banging with that blue paint on there. So what we was doing, it was like we were looking at car, see what he got, and this one ain't got. We'll go home. They had Frenches on that side. We come Frenches on this side. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like a competition thing. You know what I'm saying? So we all from the same. We Reggie all, you know, we all. It wasn't like it was no beef, but it was like everybody was getting ready for skip day. So that's what we used to do. Everybody like, you know, hey man, skip day come. I'm in the hole. I'm in the hole. And then certain dudes had personalized license plates. So it was little details that you put on your car when you come out on your turn and made your name just blue, blue, blue. You understand what I'm saying? So it's impossible to just say such was the holder. You can say such and such started it, which the problem with the young generation is this here. It's like a four thing relay. Yeah. They like, we on the last leg. It's not a 440, it's a 100-yard dash. So they don't want to pass the baton and say, hey, this who put me down. This who put me down. See, because he put me down. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was going to school hooping. I wanted to go pro in basketball.
It just ran from one thing to the other. Big Bay put me on the slab.
Yeah. So they contaminated me.
Helping one another what it's called, man. Helping each other, man.
So, but it ain't like I said, what they doing right now, and that's why I want to bring everybody here, because it wasn't just about
Yeah, it's a lot of us. I mean,
It was like, man, it wasn't deep.
Yeah.
Like I say, man, that line run long.
And then our lines wasn't no one color.
Yeah.
You know, you had this nigga, he'll go
trying
put
not to be
a
the same
Bonneville
color.
together. He'll put a Bonneville together, hold it. You might need to have a station wagon, hold it. You had a female hold it. You had that white lady used to come through there with all that music in her car at the car wash. She worked at a music place, but she was jamming.
You got Charlotte. That's
Charlotte.
Oh,
yeah.
That ain't the one holding too. And then that white lady had that music. Yeah. So
I heard a lady named Glow too.
That's Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's Charlotte.
Glow.
That's Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's Charlotte.
She had the
chicks pulling out.
four-door Impala.
It was
She had a Cadillac.
It was some chicks pulling out.
Wangers.
It was some chicks putting out. So it was so diverse, man. It was just like, then you had Willie D and them, Oakley, then Quincy and them came, you know what I'm saying? Then Duke and them came, you know, so it was so many different levels to it. But like I say, the problem with it, I think, is when them youngsters they want to pass that baton and then go back and say, hey, this where it came from.
Yeah.
They want to take all the credit and say, I'm the one did this. This started here. This started there. It ain't no love with what they doing. So that's why the OGs
You know,
like.
someone say that they slab God,
Yeah,
this and
because
that.
they on that light
You can
generation.
never
They on that
get-
social
you
media
can never
generation.
get
You
to
know what
that
I'm
point, though, man.
saying?
There's
If
so
they-
many
We
if
wasn't
I
about- we wasn't
say
buying
you
no
like
elbows
me,
back
I ain't
then.
gonna get no likes. They gonna go like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So I got a question. So like, okay, so then this era, you know, 83, 84, y'all had like, it was some specific cars that I know that I talked to some OGs when they say like during this time that like was like, you know, that y'all was riding like the 77 Cutlass, the 77 Grand Prix. Like what made those cars so specific to it? Like, nah, you gotta have that right there.
Well, at the time, man, to tell the truth, at the time,
the model,
we watched our parents, the older people that had the 67 Cadillacs and 57 Chevys, they used to be in their garages back then, working on their motors and stuff. And we used to be the ones, little kids and stuff, buying Hot Wheel cars out of what you call rolling. When we see them now, it was a thing called bingo back then. It was only 3 cars coming. We say bingo. We picking the cars, the clean cars. So when we grew up, that was the thing, you know. Cause my dad was like, "Man, get your brand new car." And I'm like, "Man, you know, I want an old school car and fix something." That's what we doing right now. So the transition was like a every 10-year thing.
Yeah.
So we started out with the old schools, and then going into the late 80s and the early 90s. That's when the game really changed. That's when it really went to real slab riding and holding it down. So that's when we came out with the convertible tops and all that stuff. So when Too Short came out with the Air 4 on the Mac, I had a drop top air dog at that time, the same time Short came down here. So when he used to come down here in Custom, he would walk in, I'd be parked in front. He'd be like, "Man, who call that, man? That boy down clean." You know, we got tight ever since then, you know, we've been messing around. So and then after 10 years from now, going into the 2000s, the era changed again. They started making the swingers, and they started coming a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying, a little bit longer. The candy paint got a little bit thicker, you know what I'm saying, and then pimping everybody, ESG and them, started coming out with the videos and showing it to the world then. That's when the game really actually changed, you know. So from the 80s to the 90s when we was doing it, it was more low-key, you know what I'm saying, neighborhood thing, you know what I'm saying, everybody was putting it down and moving around. But then when that rap came in, the whole game changed, you know, that's when it went to the candy, the real candy, and they started talking about it, and it went nationwide at that time.
Okay.
back
And
to
like,
what you were saying about the car. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you good.
the reason why it's just like a culture thing is when they talk about cars, the 760, that's because that's the only thing they remember, because Smith had the colors I have to do. But it was Impalas, Novas. See, it wasn't even about just swingers. You know, you had Quentin them, they had the car with the centerlines and runners. Russell Duncan was holy with centerlines and runners, but he had his Hollywood top cut off. But he kept his hard top, so some of the other people roof was leaking, but he kept his. So, and another thing, you had different dudes pinstriping. Then you had Darren Scott playing the music. You know, you go get, there's certain things that went with you putting the car together. So they had their little thing. So we brought that Playboy swag to this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because they had tint on their window. So we was in school. We come through that Joe jackets on, no tint on the window. So it's a lot of different things that made everything evolve into what it is right now. But you had Alvin. Alvin had a photo Impala with a Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You had Oakley with an Impala Holden. You know, Hollywood. Then Quincy, Cube had the Porsche 911. My girl Holden, but Lil J, they sleeping on Lil J too. Lil J had a car lot, so every time everybody used to come out with cars, like he was always luxury cars too.
Yeah.
Man, he had a 190E. Who else had that white 190? Somebody had a white 190E, but when you go look at Lil J cars, this nigga car had some extra stuff on it. You know, like he went to Cali or something. He got a convertible on that joke.
And it's another name out here that I want to talk about too. I hear about it so much, but I never know like who he is. You know, I'm 26, so like, you know, I want to school, you know, the young ones that's watching this channel. Are You Game? Who was that? That's Floyd. Okay.
Floyd, that's what I tell you about the music. See, Floyd them had the music.
I'm
Floyd, Quentin.
trying to remember where he worked at.
Yeah, all of them.
That surrounded by sound in Baytown.
They had radio. They was at Radio King first.
Yeah.
Right there on Crestmont and got that 16.
They got something built. They were looking up music.
He had the music.
That's what I tell you. It wasn't just about the car. It was about the music. You know, you had to be jammed. Yeah, you got to be jammed. Because see, like when we pull up at the car wash, we weren't just looking at each other. They were popping the truck, trying to see what was in the truck. So you had a dude come from the north side and doing that cream and brown Regal. Used to have the diamond tucks on all them 6x9s. That nigga was jamming though. You understand what I'm saying? You had that dude with a primed up Camaro, Hollywood, coming through driving that Robert Plant. You know what I'm saying? Then you had him come through Bebop Rock.
I ain't gonna lie. You said, "Are You Game?" Floyd. I remember when I was in front of my mama's house one day. It's 1 in the morning. And he coming around the cul-de-sac off MLK. And that's the first time I ever heard somebody jam that Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay. I'm standing in the driveway and I hear doom, doom. And I said, damn, somebody knocking. So I come out to the street, I see a station wagon. I'm thinking it's a station wagon. I'm thinking the station wagon knocking. The station wagon make a right. And I see another car, I say, damn, who that is? It was Dome. So when he got closer and closer, he was jamming Shirley Murdoch. As we lay, I was like, God damn. It's 1 in the morning. He coming through, waking the whole neighborhood. I was like, I pulled out, oh, what's up, baby? Man? Headed to the house. I was like, God damn, you bad. Hey, you jamming a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, if you couldn't shake your eye.
But he ended up having his own radio thing, Surrounded by Sound. It was in Baytown. And we used to go out there, and that's when Pop Trunk first started coming out. You know what I'm saying? That when Blood had Pop Trunk on this shit. Toast, you know what I'm saying? Q. That when I first seen Pop Trunk.
And it's another name I hear about too. Catfish. Who was that?
Catfish. Catfish is another. He had a Caprice.
Yeah.
Like say he had a Caprice.
Hey, I'm from the north side. You know, I'm doing my history on this.
They held the luxury. They held the luxury.
Yeah, it's Pallet. Yeah, it's Pallet.
He don't know about all
Nah,
this.
you don't know that.
Bobby Kendall and all that. He don't know about Bobby Kendall, Poopy. He don't know about all of that.
There's a lot of names out
It's a
there.
lot of
This is long as it man.
That's where I started from.
Michael Parker, that's Michael Parker right there.
That nigga there.
I don't want no
He was holding on the
Yeah, don't leave that
on the
Camaro.
canal blast.
Say,
All of, hey, you remember Quint Man and
yeah.
you remember Quint Man? Feel me?
Yeah.
We went that night,
Man,
man,
that
to
nigga
South
broke
Park.
their ass off.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That
He
music.
did.
See, but see, this nigga he used to always mess with me because I be hooking up all my shit.
They saw you.
Floyd pulled up on
Chango,
pulled up
Chango, Gilbert, South Down Scott, all that
They say
stuff.
oh, you ready.
You gotta know that like Cat is still on. They used to
But
be
you that's all right.
talking about luxury cars. You always see them together. They coming through.
So for the younger viewers that's out here right now, because there's a lot of people that follow my channel that's, you know, I'm 26, so there's people that's younger than me that watch my channel. So just explain to them, you know what I'm saying, in 83, 84, 85, you know what I'm saying, if you sitting on MLK, who you gonna see riding by?
Shit, I don't know. We had the first line. We got Ant-Lies, Big O, you know, you got Ricky Deuce, Cecil, Dragon. Man, it's so many cars, man. But look, let me do this too. Johnny Jr. was the first one to come out with a Rolls Royce. And had a,
Who you said?
Johnny Jr., Johnny Bonda.
Oh, Johnny Bonda.
He the first one with a Rolls Royce around this mother.
Yeah.
And then he had like a limo where he used to rent St. Louis Park out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to go hoop. Big Fred And me and Fred used to play with John Jr. I used to play with Hickman. We used to go up to the park. Used to rent the park out and show the stand outside of the park. You know what I'm saying? So he was like one of the first ones. And with that still dope, I had a house sell barbecue down the street.
I need to come. They also fuck with Bobby Mack.
So Johnny Jr., you can't just count him out on that stuff. And see, those that's like I said, when you pass that baton, this wasn't no
Maynard! What's up, baby?
Then come into what you was talking about.
I just told Rick and Mike, niggas nowadays, they just buying rims and putting it on cars. That's not no slab. When you buy a slab, go get one of them motherfuckers like a Grand Prix, Colors, or Regal, and put that shit together. That's
So would y'all say for the young ones, you know what I'm saying, a slab is Hey, would y'all say for the young ones that's out there right now, a slab is built, not bought?
See, they get credit. They do that credit. See, the thing that they don't understand is that slab word and that culture right there, they can't have that. They can have, we put cars together, but they can't have that word slab. Because when we were putting them on the slab, we was cutting the leaf springs,
it wasn't no
on the bedding, so we're going like 1 mile out. You understand what I'm saying? So you might have to go get a new muffler next week. You know what I'm saying? Because your stuff too low. And like when you go to McGregor, man, you got to be in that zone, man. Cause see, when you turn that left coming out MLK,
you gotta be looking
it's like you in a movie, bro.
Yeah, you better have it right.
My car, you just move like this.
You better have it right.
1 mile out. You know what I'm saying? We going to that, and everybody looking at you coming down there like you in a movie, man. I'm talking about these. You just go all the way down there, you go to the car wash. But like I say, a lot of this with this slab is, a lot of these cats want to have all the credit for the slab. Just because you had a car, that don't mean you was holy.
No, that's
Some of them niggas was soulful. You understand what I'm saying?
What you mean by that? By soulful?
Soulful, nigga. They was having. That's what we came in. They was having the big pinstripes on their cars over there, the big flakes, and all that. So I come out with just a little bit of flakes.
I ain't gonna lie, I got some real shit.
Bridges on the other side.
Before niggas on the north side riding swingers, I used to be on the north side because that's where my first baby mama from, right? Man, them niggas used to stack 2 prongs on 30.
Yeah.
I swear to God, about 6 sections long. Thinking about this motherfucker long, nigga.
Hey, look, now we talking Spanish again because see, they don't know what soulful people. They know they wear these shorts with these girl shorts and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So soulful means it's just like with the music too. That's why the music was important.
Hey, could I ask you something?
Yeah.
When did somebody tell you Slab came out?
83, 84. But see, the thing that I hear is that this started in Harlem Club.
No, it didn't.
From right here,
Clark couldn't fuck with South Park. They couldn't fuck.
That's what I heard, you know what I'm
They couldn't
saying?
fuck with South Park. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look,
we came out with
Smitty
the
act, the
Look,
man that
because you got 1,000,
look,
you got
we gonna
Smitty,
give y'all this credit here.
you got Smitty, Lil
The
Larry,
man that everybody else called,
Fatback,
all the niggas
Big
that
Bay,
everybody talk about slab,
Big
they gonna call
Mike,
they gonna call.
Willie B, Bobby
Smitty is
Kingdom.
from
You got
their
1,000 people, man. Over 1,000 people. What you got?
Yeah, but
They had some
the
areas.
first thing they gonna call, and I can't knock Smitty because that's my partner.
up right now.
Lil Larry is my partner.
Yeah.
And like I told you in the beginning, a lot of people's reputation went high because of their gangster. Smitty was a straight gangster, bro, for real. You know what I'm saying? See, Smitty ended up getting a Rolls Royce. He took my gal. You know what I'm saying? Came down MLK. with Tracy in the car. Hurt my motherfucking feelings, man. You understand what I'm saying? But being a nigga was cool, so when I stopped hooping, he used to come to the concert, he'd give me money. Michael Lane be trying to get some money. Nigga ain't no grown man, boy ass no nigga for no money, man. But he was doing that because I was hooping. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get out the game. So this was Smitty took it up to a whole other level. I was at the concert, working at the concert. Salt Pepper was in concert. Smitty come through with that old leather, that leather outfit he used to wear. Nigga was playing the motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? This nigga ended up getting Salt Pepper. If I'm not sure, he got a baby by him. So the stuff that we was doing is just like, nigga, we was competing over hoes. That's why I say sofa meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was sofa, nigga knew you was sofa, you couldn't get no hoes. Cause we had hoes we was going to pick up, chicks. We going to pick up the bad gas. So it was a group of chicks we was going to pick it up from the high school. We go to jail doing shit now, but I'm just saying. We was picking up chicks from high schools, and then so it was certain chicks. So you want that chick? That's probably why David keep talking about he don't see my slab.
Man, you want that yellow, man. They want that yellow,
like
man.
you say,
Yeah, we want yellow ball. That's what he said. He talking about he had never seen my car.
Oh, wow. What he did was,
I told him about saying,
That's what I'm saying. It go with that jealousy shit. Cause see, the hoes wanted certain niggas. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't never been no hater. That's why what they call Spit had them hoes. Spit had Salt Pepper. But guess what? I promise to God, I'm not just saying this. That's why I invite everybody. He wasn't a hoe. He wasn't a hoe.
So speak up on that.
You gotta separate.
you gotta separate. At the time.
You gotta separate hoes.
You don't remember before that he had Devon?
Because you gotta call colorless. You gotta call colorless. And you gotta call my little partner. Who I'm finna call? Hey, when I call him, you gotta call my partner. Who you gotta call? When I say colors.
We also have a chick that used to play.
I ain't gonna.
I know y'all have.
I don't know.
So he not lying, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
You said it was
In 1985, we had Apple Perry had a party on y'all street at the house.
Smitty was like,
Me and Tim just come out the paint. Smitty just come out the penitentiary. Guess who was riding with Tim? Carl Wayne sitting on the left side. Tim Smitty riding. He come down with Tim. Oh, youngster, you know it.
Look out,
It was different ways. It was different ways at the time. So when it first started, Smitty was the cleanest one on the slab. Because he had some rainbow flakes in his car. He was the cleanest one. And then Killer Bell with that white one he had.
Bobby, say, Mike, come on, nigga. Man, Bobby Kenner had that Regal Hollywood motherfucking that 97 Rocks nigga in that bitch. Nigga with that motherfucking thing like that, with that lie detector in that bitch, nigga. Man, what?
Having flakes in your
you know,
bunch of shit.
We had told this nigga was holding, man. We not talking about no nigga just because a nigga was clean. We talking about holding. We talking about holding.